Amara and her loyal companions. In a small town in Ghana, where the evenings are warm and the nights are full of life, a young woman named Amara runs a little drink shop. Her shop is simple: a few colourful wooden walls, some shelves stacked with water bottles, juices, and sometimes a few sweets. It's not a big business, but for Amara, it's her pride and joy. Often, stray dogs wander the narrow streets. Some are shy, others cautious, but they seem to belong to the town just as much as the dusty roads and the loud calls of the market sellers. Amara had always loved animals. Whenever she had something to spare, a piece of bread, a little rice, or a leftover chicken bone, she would quietly leave it near her shop door. She expected nothing in return. It was simply her way. Over time, she began to notice two dogs in particular. One was black, with a single white paw. The other was sandy-colored, with clever, dark eyes. They were often nearby, resting in the shade of a wall or under an old tree. At first, they only came to eat, cautious and keeping their distance. But the more Amara shared with them, the more a quiet bond seemed to grow. It became a routine. Every night, when she closed the shop, often around midnight, when the market finally calmed, the two dogs would be waiting for her. No barking, no begging. Just standing there, like two silent guardians. Amara would lock up, sling her bag over her shoulder, and start the walk home through the dark, empty streets. And the dogs would follow, always a few steps behind. If she stopped, they stopped. If she turned, they turned with her. Whenever she glanced back, two watchful pairs of eyes met hers. It was as if they simply wanted to make sure she got home safely. Sometimes they passed rowdy men or drunken strangers who shouted carelessly into the night. But no one ever approached Amara when her quiet protectors walked at her side. They didn't need to growl or bark. Their silent presence was enough. Only when Amara reached the gate to her small house would the dogs pause. They sat on the dusty road, waiting until she was safely inside and the lights came on. Only then would they quietly slip back into the night. It happened almost every evening. A small, quiet miracle, unnoticed by most. Just trust, simple kindness, and a few scraps of food that meant far more than anyone could see. For Amara, the dogs were not pets. They were not strays anymore either. They were her friends, her silent protectors. And in a world that could sometimes be hard, that was perhaps the greatest gift of all.